Hi, I'm Hemel, a qualified business analyst, project manager, and program manager who has over 18 years of work experience, as well as an undergraduate degree in business computing and a master's in information systems. Today, I'm going to take you through mastering your CV. Let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you ever sent out dozens of CVs and heard absolutely nothing back? No rejection, no feedback, just silence. The chances are it's not because you're unqualified, it's because your CV isn't telling your story properly. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to include in your CV, what to avoid, and how to turn it from a boring document to a clear, compelling pitch that makes recruiters and companies want to meet you. Think of your CV as a personal marketing brochure, and let's make it work for you. Your contact section might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised as to how many people get this wrong. At a minimum, you need four things: your full name, a professional email address, your phone number, and your current city and country. That's it, simple and clean. Now, here's where you can add a little bit of extra polish. If you have a strong LinkedIn profile or an online portfolio, especially if you're in tech or design or some kind of creative field, include that link. It gives recruiters and companies an easy way to learn more about you. Now, what should you not include? Things like your date of birth, marital status. In some scenarios, you shouldn't include a photo either. These details don't always help you get hired, and they can unintentionally introduce bias as well. Just a quick pro tip as well. Your email address matters more than you think. Ideally, it should be your first name and your surname. Keep it professional. Don't try and do cheekymonkey123@hotmail.com. Recruiters and companies won't like that. Then we move into your summary, or what we may want to call your elevator pitch. This section is prime real estate. Recruiters usually read this first, and sometimes they only read this and then they decide if they want to go further down. If you're an experienced professional, make sure that you have a really professional summary. Usually, it's 3 to 4 sentences, and you're answering one question: why should someone hire you? Maybe you want to mention your current role, your level of experience, and one or two standout achievements or skills. For example, instead of saying experienced project manager, you might want to say something along the lines of, I've led multi-million pound programs or managed cross-functional teams across multiple regions. If you're early in your career or changing direction, a career objective works better. This is about where you're going, not where you've been. Just avoid vague statements like seeking a challenging role to grow my skills. Be specific, tailor it to the role, and show your intention. Then we get into work experience. This is the heart of your CV. Start with structure. List roles in reverse chronological order. Make sure you include your job title, the company, the location, and the dates. Make it really easy to scan. Now, here's a big mistake that many people make. They list responsibilities instead of achievements. Instead of saying what you were supposed to do, say what you actually did. Use action verbs, be clear, and be concrete. Where possible, use numbers, such as increase sales by 25%, or manage a team of 8, or delivered a project 3 months early. Those details instantly make your experience feel real and credible. If you've had different types of roles like research and then teaching and then industry work, it's absolutely fine to separate those into different categories. And remember, not every job needs to be included. Focus on relevance, not completeness. Then moving into your education section. This should be clean and straightforward. List your qualifications from the most recent to the oldest. Include your degree, the subject the degree was in, the institution you got the degree from, the location, and the graduation date, or the dates that you were studying. If you're applying for a research-heavy or academic roles, you can add extra details, like the dissertation title that you had, or potentially even a supervisor that you had, but only add that if it's going to add value. A common mistake that I've seen is including a lot of secondary school details. You've already got a university degree, so do they really care about your secondary school details? Not always. And if you're still studying, make sure you include your expected completion date so the employers have a full picture. Then we come into skills and qualifications. This is where you show what you can actually do. Start with the technical skills that you have and be extremely specific. Don't just write the words Excel. Instead, write Advanced Excel with pivot tables and macros. Don't write the word coding. Actually state the languages and the tools that you use to do the coding. When listing these types of languages, be honest about your level. Are you native? Are you fluent? Are you proficient? Are you basic? Because by overstating, you could be losing credibility when you get to the interview stage. There's another thing to add here, which is your soft skills. Almost everyone says team player or good communicator, but that on its own doesn't mean anything. Instead, show these skills through the context. Talk about leadership, talk about problem solving, talk about communication, maybe even add an example. I'm not expecting everyone to have this, but if you do have any kind of publications or public presentations or awards, this is a good time to call them out, especially if you've got any academic or professional achievements, especially where you've shined. For publications, try and use the standard citation formats to make sure that your name stands out clearly. For presentations, include the title, the event, the location, the date, and mention if it was a keynote speech or not. Awards should include who gave them, when they were given, and why they matter to you. The key here is about curation. Recent and relevant beats long and impressive looking lists every single time. Then we get into the volunteering and extracurricular activities. This could be an incredible place for you to put some amazing things, but it has to be done right. Volunteer work and extracurricular activities can say a lot about you, especially if they show leadership, initiative, and it's a real world impact. Focus on roles you actually did something meaningful. Maybe you led a community project, or you organized an event, or you managed a team. This doesn't need to be a long list. I would say anywhere between 1 and 5 strong examples is more than enough to show that you're a well-rounded individual and that you're proactive. Now you know what should be included in your CV, I'm going to tell you what not to include in your CV. Do not include personal information, as I said before, such as age, gender, religion, political views, or even photos, unless they're explicitly required. Avoid irrelevant hobbies unless they directly support your application. And never include salary details, or reasons for leaving a job, or negative comments about your past employers or past managers. One more thing, references. In your CV, don't list them. Either just don't include them at all, or state that references are available on request. That's what I've personally done. Written references are available on request. Your CV should stay focused on one thing, which is your value. A couple of final tips to make your CV work for you. Firstly, formatting matters. Using consistent spacing, clear headings, and readable font size, which just puts you in a really strong position. Also, sticking to reverse chronological ordering throughout really helps you. Language matters too, using bullet points, using action verbs, and numbers where possible. Being specific is vital. Most importantly, you should be tailoring your CV for each role. This might take some time, but it puts you in a stronger position. Try and match keywords to the job description and highlight what the employer cares about. And then finally, quality control. You must proofread your CV 3 or 4 times. And if you really need to, you can ask someone else to review it for you. You can just send it to them as a PDF. Your CV is often the first impression. And you know what? First impressions count. Get this right, and you're not only sending an application anymore, you're opening doors for yourself.